Coronavirus has obviously had an impact on the Brexit negotiations, but perhaps not as big an impact as we all might expect. Throughout the last few weeks, the UK and EU negotiating teams have still been communicating via teleconference phone calls. Both the UK-EU Future Relationship Sherpa David Frost and Michel Barnier, who himself has just recently recovered from coronavirus, will be talking next week. It is, however, fair to say that the pace of negotiation has slowed down. That round that was meant to take place physically in London never went ahead. So at the moment, all that's happening is legal texts are being shared and there's some discussion over the phone. Now, most people expect that this is going to lead to a delay in that final deadline to get a new FTA agreed by the end of the year. This is going to require new legislation to come forward because it's written into law that the transition period can't be extended beyond December. It's likely, however, that it now will be. Of course, crucially, the United Kingdom has left the European Union. We're not a member state of the European Union. We left on the 31st of January, and being an independent country, we are allowed to negotiate trade deals with other countries around the world. And the Department for International Trade has been doing that at pace, and discussions are still ongoing. Obviously not in person, obviously via teleconferencing and all of that, but these discussions are still going on, and we can negotiate those trade agreements currently. We can't officially sign them until we've left the customs union, and that comes when the new FTA is agreed with the EU. So for now, what we have done is we've left the European Union, but we're in a close trading relationship with it as an independent country. The negotiations now aren't really Brexit negotiations because we've already exited. They're negotiations to achieve a looser free trade agreement. And obviously, while we negotiate with the EU, we can negotiate with other countries at the same time. In any other circumstance, I'd say that we should be worried about a delay. In any other circumstance, it should have been the case that we would be achieving that new free trade agreement with the European Union at the end of the year. However, the world has gone into a standstill. The economies of the world are in deep freeze and everything else has slowed down. This is just about the one situation, other than perhaps a world war, whereby I think Brexiteers should be not too jittery about countenancing an extension to these talks. Ultimately, we are on the right path currently. We are negotiating that free trade agreement currently, but we can't do it at the same speed and at the same pace as we could before this coronavirus lockdown. So whilst it is an unfortunate reality, it does seem that the way things are leaning right now, even though the government doesn't want to admit it, it does seem that it will be extended. Quite frankly, it would be a miracle to leave by the end of the year, to leave this transition period